Hi ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Borderlands 3. Today we are going to be getting the Freeman. Now this weapon is particularly vile and potent with MOZE. Basically it's a self-guiding rocket launcher that has a pretty decent magazine and has a lot of damage behind it, and it is oh so fun to use. I would highly suggest getting your hands on this. Again, it is coupled immensely well with MOZE's Blaster Master kind of build, especially if you're rocking the amp damage from the shield and the Hex weirdo combo. Anyways, if you're going to want to farm for this weapon, which I would highly suggest you do, you're going to want to make your way to Eden 6. And then you're going to want to make your way to the Anvil. Now you're going to want to spawn in, and unfortunately there is quite the track to actually run to the boss, but luckily he is right outside a spawn gate. So you're going to want to make your way to the very end of the level, taking a right when you can. Perfect. Now when you arrive at your destination, you're going to want to make sure you hit this spawn location, and then you're just going to want to drop down that hole, melt the boss. Now unfortunately, this boss takes a long time to fight, even if you're doing copious amounts of damage, because he has so many invincibility frames or like variants, which is just awful. Gearbox, please change this. I hate this so much. Or just speed up the transformation of invulnerability. I don't care, just please. Anyways, regardless, the good news is that I found that this weapon actually spawns pretty consistently, so you're not having to actually do it too much, probably to correlate with the invincibility phases that this boss actually has. But again, always prepare for the worst. This could take you a long time, or not that long at all. Will RNGesus be evil, malevolent, or kind and caring? Who knows? Oh god. Anyways, me in the past, let's see what she does for us. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, yes, we are going to be getting the Freeman. This is a reference to Half-Life and all that, but this is specifically a gun that works fantastically with the Blaster Master MOZE build. Even if they nerf it, I could still see this being really strong, even if she's able to slightly regenerate her ammunition, just because it falls into that category of just a weapon that has a big enough magazine that she can really use it like consistently, but also a weapon that deals enough damage to where it feeds into that. It's not like a rocket launcher that deals a lot of damage but has a low magazine and is constantly on the verge of not having quite enough rockets to fire. Or is this one I feel like you always have enough rockets because it's around 6 shots, but I also want to see if there's a better equivalent of it. Also, you can guide the rocket. Also, it very much does get amplified through my shield, which some weapons I'm not sure if they do or not. I don't find they have that much of a damage buff jump, but then other weapons I'm like, oh, I'm doing okay damage, and then whap, and I'm like, oh, that was the amp shot, and that's my grenades giving me that amp shot. So yeah. Also, one thing I didn't notice right now is I got this brand new cocky flacker with a special little thing on it, action skill, whatever, anointed buff, but I want to put a skin on it. Everything kind of looks awful. I wish I could delete this, by the way, this gross poop skin. I don't know why it even exists. We could make it red or white and black. It weirdly looks like a, that's super weird. That looks like a Destiny manufacturer. I forget what they're called, but yeah. I mean, honestly, this kind of looks legit. Kind of looks gross, but maybe we'll warm up to it, maybe. So I would highly suggest a relic that gets your ass moving, such as the sliding relic, which is absolutely lovely and what everyone really likes, and honestly is the prefix that everyone also wants. But you know, also, what are the modifiers we're dealing with right now? Okay, right. Oh, I think we know the modifiers. Everyone deals more damage than MOZE, is what's happening. Or not really, they just deal 60% more damage. Okay, hey, knock it off. We're gonna quickly switch weapons and do one of these. And then switch weapons again and do the flacker. Flacker, please save me, thank you. We're gonna start throwing grenades because we have really bad modifiers. Enemies deal so much damage. The good news is we don't deal less damage either. But the bad news is that they deal more damage. Well, not really. They can't deal enough damage to kill me, obviously, because I'm still alive, but they get close. They get very close. But yes, you are going to want to make your way over here. Just book it through the whole level. Again, if you have this awesome sliding relic, you are going to be good to go. I thought it was closed last time. Oh, no, it is. Okay, I'm crazy. Yeah, no, you're never mind. You just want to make your way straight. I think there's a way that you have to turn left or something. Or else you'll miss your designated target. And also, you're going to want to go right up here. This isn't that thing I was talking about. Oh, we kicked a barrel. Oh, we kicked a barrel. We kicked a barrel. Oh, no. Come on, grenades, thank you kindly. Our grenades are not nerfed as well, which a lot of the gameplay that you guys seen of MOZE's blaster build was her being nerfed by gun damage or cryo damage deals less and all these fun things. Things that are so great for MOZE.
I'm referring to nerfed by the Mayhem modifiers. Yeah.
Anyways, this is where we want to be, and you're going to want to make sure you hit this. You can actually run by these and actually not have it proc, which is why you shouldn't do that. Also, because why not? I'm gonna give ourselves. Well, again, I don't know if it gives ourselves better odds, because I feel like it just makes everything else drop instead of the one thing that this thing can drop. But this thing does drop the Freeman, so yeah. And you can use it whatever guns you want. Again, with MOZE, you're kind of fine to just dabble in roughly anything as long as you're throwing grenades. You're probably not gonna die. Although this is one of those fun bosses that has like 7 immune phases, so have fun with that, I guess. Good times, fun times. Jesus. Actually, I do want to use a different. Maybe I'll keep the cocky flacker going. In fact, let me do this. Let's do this. I don't really get to show you guys the awesomeness that is this gun right here, especially with our current grenades. Yeah, see, this is the bullshit thing. Or they're in an immune phase, which should make them stop, but then they finish their crazy ass attack, and you're like, oh great, so I can't deal damage to you, and you're just able to riddle me. Fun, good times. Anyways, like this, yeah, it's you endlessly shoot. And the one thing you need to consider is, I do believe that, like every element, radiation builds to a culmination. So you're gonna be doing good damage, you're not gonna be able to really see what's going on, and then you're just gonna be able to see their health just drop like this. Because what's happening is, you're building up the radiation proc on them, so they're infected. So they're infected by like 10%, 20%, 30%, and then eventually they reach the max percentage, and then they just keep popping like that. Like those after pops are what's happening when they reach their max radiation point, is they explode anyway. They don't need to die in order for that to happen, I think. Regardless, no luck. We got this, which I don't use, and we got this, which is fine, but again, I don't use. So we're just gonna go ahead and say bye and do it again and again and again until we get it. Or maybe we'll have to at least get it once, even if I have to shoehorn in a little clip, because I don't want a 40-minute video. But we did actually farm this weapon on stream, and we got it the first kill, or I think maybe second kill we got it. And I was a bit heartbroken because, what do you call it? I wanted a better version just to see what was up, if there was better equivalents. And much to my sadness, almost an hour later, nothing. We didn't get anything, so it could be either really good at dropping or just not at all. But you see, that's what I mean. That's the power of radiation damage, but also the Roadhog. The Roadhog is just a fast-firing auto Torg weapon, which is rare as hell. I don't think any other Torg weapon is automatic like this. But as you can see, we're just obliterating the world to utter mayhem and all that. You can hit me all you want, you're not gonna take me down. Not faster than I can kill you. Okay, now watch what happens when he dies. Explosion. 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 Explosion, explosion, explosion. That's not only radiation, but a bunch of other shit. But yeah, I do believe that's radiation as well. Radiation can stack on top of each other and just keep detonating like that. Could be wrong, just throwing that out there. I could absolutely be misseeing something, but I don't think I am. Also, hey you, knock it off. Knock it off. I don't even know where he went, but he died, so good time. I got so many things to route right now. Code Vein is happening. That looks like a badass game, as well as there is some stuff happening right now in Let It Die. And I'm just spreading a little thin. Man, melting. I love how we can only get through like 2 health bars at a time. And then he's got to just scream a bunch, and you're like, this is fun. This is what makes bosses fun, right? Waiting. Waiting and not doing anything. That's good times. Jeez. You got 4 immune states. That's not the fun part about killing him, I'll be honest. I feel like the more immune states the boss has, the higher the drop chance of the weapon. Because otherwise, it's just frickin' nonsense. Just gonna keep throwing grenades so that I can get back, basically my clip back instantly. And you guys can see, we're not even close to reaching the end of our magazine because we have the reoccurring hex. Because the reoccurring hex is that thing that has 6 grenades in one shot, so our grenade splash damage output is so high above what we're actually getting. Again, that's why I feel like a lot. Oh, we got a drop. Just seen it. I feel like a lot of people are saying that the best. Well, wait, is it better? No, it's worse. Okay, well, we got a worse equivalent with a. How much better? Really? 20 seconds of fire rate, that beats it. What about the weapon damage though? Well, that wouldn't matter anyway because we have more damage on top of ours. Yeah, so ours deals 106 damage. Maybe we just really got a good Freeman the first drop. Maybe. Regardless, if we could get an anointed something, that'd be kind of cool, but
nice.
Yeah, I don't know. The anointed stuff is weird because again, with MOZE it means nothing. It would be cool if it was like there was one that I seen that was kind of good that MOZE could utilize. It's whenever you at the end of your action skill, you gain like 5% health regeneration, which would be converted to shield regeneration, and that would just basically make Iron Bear like a safety mechanism of, oh, I'm about to die, let's get an Iron Bear, and then as soon as I get out of Iron Bear, I would start regenerating my shield even more. So that would kind of make sense and work. Also, let's use Freeman just to switch it up a little. Boom, boom, boom. One of the reasons why the Freeman is so good is because wherever you look, damage is happening, and as long as you're constantly spamming your grenades and your Freeman, you're just going to be dealing so much damage. Also, with the melting and brass proc, it's kind of higher fire rate does wonders.
What I was saying was melting and brass lowers your fire rate, but because this thing fires so fast, it counters it a little bit.
He's gonna lose that. But yeah, you guys can see that we're never running out of rockets basically, which is great because again, this thing actually has a pretty hefty magazine. And this. Ooh, you got me? Oh, that's not gonna last a long time at all. Give me a minute. Boom. Honestly, MOZE suffers from like you killing yourself, not her or enemies killing you. Sorry. So that enemy died. Good. Ooh, we got a sniper, which I don't care about. They're probably great. I just don't want it in the slightest. Is it like... No, it's not even like double damage kind of thing. You always want to look for that X at the end of the damage so it means something. Like 4 times more damage or whatever. Because that's when things can get crazy. But that's something that's super important. Like, actually, I want to try that. Oh, this is kind of a bad place to try it because, yeah. Also, the best weapon to probably melt him down is this, the butcher that is corrosive because he has a corrosive shield. But one of the things I wanted to try, and this may be bad because this is taking away the fundamental piece of my survival, but I got the Firestorm a while back. It's kind of just an okay grenade. But if you get the raining Firestorm, or what I think every grenade is kind of playing off of, which is there's cloning, which means it fires out 2 grenades, and then there's the MIRV, which means you fire out 3 grenades when that grenade impacts. And of course, you can get the reoccurring, or I guess the perfect version of that grenade, which takes it from being just kind of okay. Even if you look at the damage numbers, it just kind of looks okay. But this grenade spawns so much damage that I cannot wait to see it. And in fact, this may be the grenade I switch to kill bosses, although it depends if the bosses need more survivability or whatever's happening. But yeah, that's doing significantly good work. Yeah, and they just keep going because I can throw endless grenades, and as long as I'm dealing damage, I'm doing good things. Yep, that's not a bad method at all. Okay. Okay. I am running low on grenades because he's not taking damage, but I still want to keep throwing. I'll say 5 grenades. Come on, please get out of your immune state. Really, dude? I hate that so much. They get stuck, and I think that's because I'm also dealing damage that they get stuck. Yeah, I'm not able to regenerate enough ammunition because we're not dealing enough splash damage fast enough. But it's fine. This butcher can chew through grenades anyway, or chew through your health anyway. I want to see what this is, because this is all health, so I want to actually see. I'll wait for him to jump at me. Maybe he won't. No, he's throwing missiles. Ooh, I actually may die from this. That's fine, I can throw grenades and fight for your life. We'll be able to see what's going on. Oh, but he may be, yeah, we're in a really bad spot for those grenades. Shit. Okay. Oh, thank God there's more enemies. I didn't want to die here. Oh, no. Oh, go. Uh-oh. No. I thought there was one enemy over there. Oh. Wow, it was the first time I died in eons. No. So stupid. But anyways, we were just testing something. But yeah, I can see that doing wonders against a boss, not like him. Especially if the boss is mainly like fire. Because I think it's always in that thing that like it's always in fire because it is Firestorm. So it's always going to be in that type of element. But yeah, that is where like a grenade can be anywhere from good to, oh my God, this is like the king of whatever it's doing. Good job. Ooh, is this better than what I have? No, because I don't want the max health with less shield capacity. So no, but that is what we use, and I'm happy that it dropped. Also, we did not get the thing that we wanted, so that's a bit unfortunate. But let us test this. Well, no, I should really stop testing these weapons because I want to make its own video about like testing MOZE's power, you know. Like weapons that really work with the build and weapons that are like just not that great. Like again, the Firestorm I think is worth mentioning if it comes to melting certain bosses that just happen to be a mile away, that happen to be fleshy targets as well. You can get by though, you can 100% get by, and I still think the Radiation Hex would be the best for in any case really. So yeah. Yeah, see this may be as well like one of the best weapons for her. Especially when you're rocking the Hex. Come on. Because it's basically delayed damage, which used to be a weapon type in Borderlands 2, which was awful. Where like any weapon that was like called the Dart, which everyone just hated, rightfully so. It was trash garbage. But yeah, you can just like lay a person full on with that. Yeah, it's so good. Also, the fact that they exist. Some like shotguns, for instance, are really wonky. Like for instance that Roadhog. The minute that I try to do some weird stuff with it. It just goes to shit really fast. What I mean by that is, so you know the Torgue shotguns can have like sticky variants where they stick grenades to you instead of doing whatever. I find because we regenerate our ammunition and we basically can just lay those into people, it goes away really, really fast. Also, I already have a very good version of that. And there's another Freeman. And it is not elemental based. Is it better in terms of damage? No. Well, we really got lucky on the damage part of the Freeman. Yeah. In fact, we got 100 and some more damage. Maybe it has more blast radius. Again, I don't find MOZE needs more blast radius. You can just shoot more and get that accomplished. 176 to 200. Yeah, so it has a little bit more splash damage, which again, I don't feel like MOZE needs. I feel like always MOZE just needs help with like boss killing because she can kill everything else really fine and live forever. And yeah, so I don't feel like that's the problem. But yeah, let's go just kill something with the Freeman because I think you guys see that it drops consistently and that it's just a bunch of fun in that regard. It doesn't look like you can ever drop in an element, which makes sense. It does say it's the boosted Freeman, which is the same thing I have. I guess it's just that it has an additional perk, like better splash damage and damage. But let us go, I don't know, where do you want to go? Yeah, let's go to this place. I always find this place has just a lot of enemies just hanging about. And we can just show you guys that it's just a tank, especially when it comes to killing bosses that are far away. Like, that's one of the biggest things where everyone talks about the Flacker, and it's great, but the Flacker seems really weird to me and like a little bit wonky. Like, I don't know what it's doing, because it's like I shoot it and I'm hoping that I'm far enough away because it basically just drops its payload. And yeah, I just feel like I don't have a lot of control when using it, and that's a no-go for me. Anyways, let's switch to the Freeman. The one thing that you do need to consider though is the Freeman is actually a heavy weapon. So there's certain weapons that basically have that prefix, and that means that they slow you down. So you guys can see that our movement speed is actually this. So you guys can see that our movement speed is pretty quick. We're moving pretty quickly. Awesome. Now with the Freeman, you guys can see that our movement speed is a little bit low. We're chugging a little bit, which is kind of weird because this gun is not bigger than my rocket, and my rocket doesn't get affected in that negative way. Yeah, we can move just as fast with our rocket launcher. So I don't know. Maybe it's just awkward to hold, and that's why it's hard. I don't know. And boop.
Stay down, scrub.
Just gonna throw this. Honestly, my hexes are mainly used for me to find enemies. Yeah, like over there. Then again, the hex kind of kills everybody else, so maybe we should hold off on using the hex. Although the hex is the reason why this is so good, is because you can just keep firing rockets and keep smothering enemies in the splash damage and amp damage specifically. Because again, this lovely weapon massively amplifies itself with my amp shot, because I'm not exactly sure how amp shot works, but I think the higher the base damage, the higher the amp shot you deal. So it says you deal 120 bonus amp damage. Now, is that damage based on your current damage? So if we're using this, which deals 2,000 damage, not bad. But if we're using something like this that deals 5,000 damage, it's going to massively buff that damage on like times that, or what? Like what is happening? Or if it's just like 120% damage of whatever the game has built in would be added to your shot. Who knows? Definitely not me. Where are you? Boop. And ooh, you're was that immune? An immune person? Well, you're not immune to death because you're now a corpse. But you know, there's not a lot of enemies right here, man. This is a quiet area. You got to go to the right, I guess. Here we go. I should really stop throwing grenades because the grenades do like additive damage. But again, it's part of the build. But you know. Ooh, that's not good. What was that? Jesus. Game just had a panic attack a little. That's the thing that sucks, though. You gotta make sure you're looking where you're wanting them to aim. I was like, and I'm gonna go look at this person now because I think it's gonna detonate, and the game was like, nope. Oh, this is a badass enemy, and melted. Ooh, and I went down because yeah, the enemies do a lot of damage, so we need to throw a grenade. We get right back up, it's fine. Again, the reason why we're getting melted a little bit, I need to throw more grenades, is because, let me show you after we knock this person down to size. Awesome. The game is working with, that we have elemental resistance as well. Oh, we actually have plus bullet damage. That's a first. Wait, never mind. We have plus to normal bullet damage, but then it has a negative of 70 to bullet damage as well. And even worse, oh no, sorry, now we have elemental damage, so we have a little bit more elemental damage. So that's why our grenades are doing a little bit too much. That's why I was wondering. They seemed like they were really killing things. Anyways. But it's also that enemies fire 2 additional projectiles per shot, so when you're fighting a badass that has, like, say, a Children of the Vault bazooka, they're firing 2 bazookas, as well as we're dealing a lot less gun damage, and all that craziness. Also, their weapons are, yeah, more accurate, meaning they have way higher of a chance of actually shooting us, which usually strafing can kind of get you where you want to be, but yeah. Also, thank you, Claptrap. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that is the magic of the Freeman, and again, it works so wonderfully. Also, it's just kind of a nice pyrotechnic show that's amazing, you know. It's also a lot of fun, and again, it really, okay, well, shit. It really gets utilized by the amp shield, which I would highly suggest using, because it's just so good. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. That is how you attain the Freeman, and oh boy, is it worth having. Even if you can't really regenerate rockets, it's an amazing second wind gun, because again, if an enemy's far away, you're going to shoot a couple rockets, guide them right to where they're going to be, because that's also a thing. When you have rockets, one of the reasons why the North Fleet was so good in Borderlands 2 is because you could just fire it, and these bullets would just rain anywhere where enemies are, and they had such ridiculous splash damage that you were bound to get up. Whereas this one, not quite as overpowered, not quite as guided, but it does put a little bit more trust in you actually just tracing someone and getting them that way. Also, the splash damage is great, the damage output's great, the magazine size is amazing, and one of the reasons why it works so well with MOZE, and yeah, I would highly, highly suggest getting it. Thank you so much for your time. Subscribe button above me, 2 videos to my right. Thank you again, and goodbye.